Hello, friends, and welcome to the Tavern Watch Murder Mystery Hour. There will be thrills, there will be chills, there will be more than a little amount of sass, but most importantly, there will be murder. Join us as our intrepid adventurers are in for the ride of their lives on the Eberron Express.
So, we're heading into combat with the blue shield as he gets up and grabs a bundle that was next to his chair, holding it, which had a great sword in it. It was tied down, but he rips it up off the floor. Now, you all do need to roll initiative, and so give me a roll and wait until I call for you. And I want to know if anyone has rolled over a 20.
21.
20 to 15.
I have a 19.
I also have a 19.
Which of you has the higher dexterity?
I have a 0.
So do I.
Roll another d20, and whoever gets the highest goes first.
18.
Please be 18.
18.
Oh my god.
20 minutes later.
Phil, you can go first. We're just going to determine
That's
it like
fine.
that.
I thought we could. I thought we'd let the numbers have it, but okay.
The numbers.
Phil and I are just apparently in lockstep. That's just how this is
Numbers
going
say
today.
We're very in sync right now.
14 to 10.
Talis has 11.
10 to 5.
6.
7.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could be the retainer.
Oh, right. I do have to roll for other people, don't I?
And I'm assuming he took some damage.
Yeah.
Seems likely.
Hey.
I guess the other question I have is I need to start... I wonder what this thing's status immunities are. Or if it follows the old school.
And more roll, which flew out of my dice tray, because that's how dice work. Okay, that does put Kaltjarn up first.
Okay, does that mean I go before he pulls the sword out? Or does he pull the sword out before I go?
No, he threw the retainer aside and stood and drew his sword. So, no, you do not go before that. He had a chance to do that, but...
Okay, so he's holding it in his hand.
Yes.
Okay, then I can't do that. And I don't have a glaive, even though I've got weapon mastery in one. So I'm going to have to go with... I guess I'll go with the great axe. No. I'm sorry, I will go with the great sword. All right. He is how far away from me?
Well, you had been looking around the cabin, so he is in the center of this train car, so you can tell me where you are in the train car. You had been actively investigating things moving, so you could have looped around in any direction.
Okay. I'm going to say that he basically, there's no gate between him and everything else. He was just sitting in a chair.
No.
So I would have been...
yeah.
I'm going to have been behind the chair.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, just because it makes my life easier, that I was within 30 feet of him, so I can get to him.
Yeah. It would have been hard for you to be out of 30 feet of him because the train car is 20 feet wide and 60 feet long.
Yeah.
So I literally do not think you could have been out of 30 feet.
Then I'm going to take my move to move up to him, and I'm going to attack him with my greatsword.
Okay.
I'm going to
Give me a
assume
roll.
that none of us had time to put on our armor.
No, but you have your weapons.
Mm-hmm.
First attack is 14 plus 7, so that's a 21 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. Do you want me to do the attacks separately, or do you want me to do, like, roll, see how many times I hit, and then do the damage? What would you prefer?
I mean, yeah, roll however many attacks you have, do it at once.
Okay. 13 plus 7 is a 20.
That does not hit.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll. I guess I'll roll the damage first.
Yeah.
2d6 plus 4, 3, 4. So 3, 4, 7. 7 plus 6 is 13 damage. And I'm going to psionic strike on that first hit.
Okay.
So it's 8 plus 1 is 9. So it's an extra 9 damage of psionic damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
No, you know what? No, I'm not. I am not going to action surge. I am just going to have hit him with a sword. I hit him. Wait, I missed him once, right?
You missed him once.
I still deal damage. He takes 4 damage on the miss. Yeah, I have graze. He takes 4 damage of slicing, piercing, whatever this greatsword does. I think it's slashing. He takes an extra 4 slashing damage on the miss because I basically miss him, but then I twist and still manage to score him a little bit. And I'm making sure he knows I hit him, and I'm not moving away from him.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. And that's it for my go. Although I do have some stuff I can do on his turn. If he attacks me and hits me, I do have some stuff I can do at that point. But that's it.
So up next is going to be Jindaar.
Sure. Jindaar did not grab his mace when given the opportunity. Instead, Jindaar is going to. I don't need a mace. Step forward and attempt to put hands on this guy to cast a shocking grasp on him. 15.
Okay. 15 does not hit. Does shocking grasp have advantage on metal armor? Does it just do more damage?
Neither.
Does he have advantage because I'm standing behind the thing?
I
Wouldn't he be
believe
flanking
not.
him?
I think that's only with weapon attacks. Am I correct there? Can someone double check?
I'm not sure they changed
out.
all the flanking rules.
Yeah, let me. I'm pulling out my book.
Miss Fancy having a book. I see.
Yeah.
Yay, new rules.
Yay, new rules, which we now all have to learn. And actually, in the rules glossary, flanking isn't here. So that's a great question.
Let's just say he doesn't. Rather than have to spend 20 minutes looking it up.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought spells did not do flanking. Just a sec.
Yeah. It's, some... I could see making the argument, but I don't feel like I wanted to take up too much time here.
So we're all kind of like right around this thing, right?
Yes, you are. I mean, everyone is at least... The farthest away you could be is probably 25 feet.
Okay.
So, yes, a 15 does not hit. And, Sileria, you would be next.
Cool. I'm going to cast Grease underneath the Warforged.
What is the radius of Grease?
5 foot.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's 10 foot. It is a 10-foot square centered on a point within maximum range. My range is 60 feet, so that's fine.
So you're basically greasing me, Jindaar, and the Warforged.
Unfortunately. Though
Yes.
I'm not sure she really cares that much.
Collateral.
If this thing is prone, it's
you know.
easier for others. So, I cast Grease. It's going to need to make a saving throw, dexterity 15, or it will be knocked prone. So will you. Sorry.
Jindaar and Kaltjarn, you also need to make that saving.
Just made it. It's a
Yeah.
15.
What was the throw?
I rolled a
what was-
12
what was the
plus
save
5
again?
for my dex, and it's 15, right?
Yeah, 15 is the save.
Jindaar is
so
prone,
it
having
rolled-
a 2.
It rolled an 18. It's a big guy. He's got his
Well,
feet set pretty
Let me double
well.
check because I might have something
Okay.
that can interact here because new rules. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, we're learning.
Mhm.
I'm going to spend a sorcery point to impose a D4 penalty on him. Give me a second. I have bent luck. I'm a fae. We're going to take 4 points off that, please.
Okay, that brings him down to a 14.
Yay!
So
I did
he
something.
You've been doing a lot of things. So yes, he is on the ground.
Cool. And then I'm going to get the hell away from him. So I am going to, as my bonus action, because I am fae, I'm going to Misty Step. And then it's also going to need to make a will save or be afraid of me. Because I can do that too, and we're going to do that.
Are they susceptible to fear?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Hang on.
Yep.
Let me.
Player characters I know were. I don't know if the NPCs were. So like it's an odd spot in Eberron.
Mm.
What was the save?
15. Wisdom.
That's a 19. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. He's not afraid of me. I'm okay with that.
Not a.
But he's prone, so y'all have fun. I'm going to be back here at the other end of the train. Or the room, excuse me. That's my dukes.
So I will say that means attack rolls have advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet. Otherwise, they have disadvantage. And I believe do spells still have disadvantage if you're in melee range?
I don't know.
I mean, Shocking Grasp is basically
I know.
a clutch
I know.
thing, so I don't think that would, but I think maybe blast ones
Yeah.
would. I don't know.
I think ranged spells are all of these things. It's always combat. It's always combat. But if that's all you got, then it is actually Blue Shield's turn.
Okay.
So let's see.
So it's prone. It's going to have to use its movement to get up. Or half its movement.
Yes. So he pulls himself to his feet. But I'm afraid he sees Jindaar on the ground next to him. And he is going to try to hit you with his greatsword. I'm sorry, but you're right there.
My guts.
That's a 20 to hit.
Yeah. That hits me, even assuming I still have my armor on it.
That is 12 damage.
Eyes crackle,
Okay.
and I spend one of my die to use my protective field ability and
Okay.
absorb 7 of that damage.
Okay.
He just doesn't take it.
Five damage it is.
Yes. Okay.
That's not nice. You shouldn't be hitting people when they're down.
And he is going to action surge and do that again.
I'm sorry,
That's
I can only do it once.
That's a 16 to hit.
Yep.
That's a 16 damage. You're fine. You have tons of hit points. I mean, come on.
Fine.
Does blue...
I am, however, I'm going to take my reaction to make him take D8 thunder damage
Okay.
for having the audacity to hit me.
Mm.
1 sec. I backed out of my character sheet.
Man, you get so much cool stuff now with this as a sorcerer.
Well, it also, everybody is level 6, so that is high enough that you've got 2 of your subclass features, which I think are all pretty cool and powerful.
So he takes 5 thunder damage as he hits me. Part of that storm giant ancestry.
I mean, he's got some scrapes on his armor at this point. Does
he end his turn in combat with Matt's character and standing over?
Absolutely. They're Matt
I would like another dex save, please.
Okay. Save.
That time is a 19 on the die, so I'm pretty sure I made it.
No, you don't have to.
Who's making it?
Oh, you don't have to, Matt. He does, because he ended his turn there.
Okay.
If you move out of it...
Yeah, good point.
If you move out of it, you don't have to.
I haven't moved out of it yet, but it's not my turn yet. So.
Correct. At the end of your turn, if you're still here, you'll have to. He has to because he's still here.
And that's an 18.
And I cannot use my reaction until after my turn has come back around, so I can't take anything off of it, so he's still standing. Sorry, I tried.
Okay. So next up is actually the conductor. I've given myself too many NPCs, and I have to fight myself. Oh my god, what am I doing?
Welcome to the Dungeon Master's Conundrum. At least we didn't adopt a goblin.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, for that matter, the conductor doesn't necessarily have to fight. He could just run out and leave us here.
At least you're not at the point of having a conversation with yourself yet.
Or at the point where you kill your NPC with your other NPC, and then you're like, how do I want to do this?
We've seen that happen before. Before the blue shield ends its turn, it again kind of sets its feet, and it bellows, My friend is dead!
Okay, but why are you attacking us? I didn't kill him. Hell, I might be his daughter for all I know.
This is a terrible idea. The conductor is going to go in and punch this guy.
Yes.
Wow.
Make sure to punch him in the wood. It's slightly less hard than the rock.
And he is going to make sure that he is flanking him. See,
I'm not helping him do this. I'm turning around.
One of those is a natural 20 because this dice, it either rolls 20s or it rolls 1s. That's the only thing this dice rolls. So that's 13 damage. And he will use a bonus action to Flurry of Blows. Oh my god.
Okay, well, one of those then. Never mind.
Wow.
That's fine.
I rolled a second natural 20.
Liz is just going to kill herself. This is fine.
Yeah, never mind. The conductor's fine.
Yeah, the monks are nasty in this new version, so.
Well, okay, that's another 7 points of damage. Rolled really badly. And Flurry of Blows, you get 3 attacks in a row. And that is also a hit. That's another 13 points of damage. The conductor, after doing this, bam, 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 just kind of shakes his fists. Like, I haven't done that in a while. So that was fun. Next is Talis.
Talis is going to very quickly put aside his surprise in watching just a conductor throw hands with a metal warforged bare knuckle, and he's going to summon arcane energy in his hand and cast ice knife at the warforged. Please be something good. Oh, that'll be 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Okay. And then for damage, that'll be D&D. Just a quick question: D&D Beyond doesn't add your.
It should add everything modifier for your spell.
Oh, okay, that was just 6 points of damage then.
Okay, he's looking extremely bad.
And then it has to do a dexterity save. Sorry, Liz, I interrupted you. My bad.
No. He's looking bad. Dex save. Okay. That's a 16.
That's gonna save.
Okay.
So that'll be Talis' turn.
Okay. Next up is Treya. Joan, you with us?
Sorry, I turned my mic off because my kids are making noise. Okay. So Treya is going to pull out Egan's gun that she's still got in her hand. But she's not going to fire it yet. She's going to say, Blue, stand down. This won't bring him back.
Okay, hang on. Make a persuasion check.
Alrighty. A 19.
Since I was trying to do that before, can she have advantage from my attempt
I can't roll much higher than that.
I mean,
Maybe you'll roll a 20.
Were you really trying to persuade him?
I honestly wasn't in. There's no reason to try to kill us. What the heck? Take your point. A 19 is pretty good. I just don't want to kill the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the person. The robot person.
The Warforged.
I just watched the wild robot, so.
So the blue shield looks at you, and it doesn't have a lot of facial expression, but its jaw is a little slack. Its eyes are not quite as bright as usual. But he's dead. He's dead.
I know. But hurting other people won't bring him back.
What do I do if he's dead?
I mean,
we
you
can
could
have that
protect her.
discussion after we've put the weapons away.
Sorry, I missed that.
Nobody
Well,
in here wants to fight you.
Yeah, I just basically said you could protect her.
he looks around kind of warily. He doesn't know most of these people, but he lowers his sword. Who
I'll
did
put
this?
the gun back away too.
It's funny because he does know me and proceeded to stab me.
Oh,
anyway.
he doesn't know most people in here.
Yeah, and you were kind of in the fracas, so
That's
certainly
what we
does.
try-
He maybe would have seen me once, I guess, like one time, maybe.
When he says
Unlikely.
who did this, when he says who did this, Orchid is going to pipe up and say, "That's what we're trying to find out. Can you help us?"
I'm good at hitting things.
Well, we may need you to hit some stuff.
Are we
I
done?
can do that.
Are we done with the trying to kill each other and stuff now?
He puts the greatsword in a sheath on his back.
Okay. I
And
reach up
nods.
and use my aberrant dragon mark and cast mending on him. Since
Does that?
it's used to work on Warforged. If it doesn't now, I apologize, but it
Okay.
did.
Well, let's just go for it because Warforged are not in the new rules.
Yeah, it used to work on them. You'd have
But,
cast mending on them instead of cure
Yeah,
light wounds.
so he looks really bad. He got knocked up. So,
Okay, I
what does
wasn't
that-
intending that.
Wow.
It's such a strange game.
Are you an artificer?
No, I've got a dragon mark on my shoulder from House Kenneth. Although it's
Wow.
yeah, apparently
Oh.
yeah, I think your old man found out about it, and that's why
Water
suddenly he was interested.
That's why I see.
Yeah,
He does things like that.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
actually, at this point you could probably see it, right? I got hit by that thing, didn't I?
So while everyone's working on the Warforged, can I go look at the crumpled body of the retainer? Is he alive?
yes.
Alive?
Yes.
Is he alive?
Yeah. I roll a medicine check. We'll see how badly you do.
The blue shield there gets 6 HP back, basically.
That doubles his hit points right now.
Sorry,
Okay.
I can't do more.
I will be well. I am well enough to fight.
Yeah, I noticed. You got a mean swing, big gun.
So Talis, medicine check?
Yeah. He is sick.
Do you need me to roll?
I'm also going to try to help Joram up.
I'm going to say not even a 6 can fail this. He's breathing. You don't think he looks really good, but he's definitely breathing. I mean, you put a hand right in front of his mouth. You can feel breath. Okay. You think you have got this. You completely understand the situation. He is maybe okay, but he's unconscious.
I'm just gonna pipe up. I need some help over here.
All right.
You look
I've
handling
got
it.
medicine.
Grease is probably gone at this point. It only lasts a minute.
Oh, and
Okay.
I rolled a 3, so that's 7.
What
better.
are you attempting to do? Are you attempting to stabilize him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Jindaar still on the floor? Because if he is, I help him up.
I was
Not
going to
at this
say,
point, I hope.
Orchid looks over at Jindaar and goes, "Can you help him?"
Yeah, this might be more my area, I guess. Let's see how my medicine roll goes. Okay, 23 on my medicine roll to stabilize him.
Oh, thank you for finally helping, Priest.
This poor smack guy.
So many rules. Okay. I'm gonna say you managed to pull him back up to a hit point. So he is looking rough, but he kind of pushes himself up and says, "Oh, it's never done that before, but
That was
Yeah,
probably
it was-
not the smartest thing you've ever said to it.
I think that was.
someone
I think it was a Warforged showing grief. We haven't seen a lot of that.
had to tell it. It's no use
Yeah, but next time maybe
There's
tell somebody that from further away.
there's more tactful ways you could have done it, old man.
There's a reason. I just had a feeling in my heart. Don't go and just wake the robot man up and say your best friend's dead. Just right in his face. I didn't feel like that was a good move.
Orchid is going to cut through all of
Let's
the
get this man a
lambasting
drink.
of this poor man and look at the retainer and go, "Are you all right? Can you stand up?"
Yeah, probably. He puts a hand against the wall and sort of pushes himself up. A little unsteady, but he's upright.
He helps him up as best
Is he a willing creature other than me?
as she can.
It depends on what you're trying to do.
I can telekinetically move him to the chair if he would like to sit in the chair. But he'd have to let me do it. If he doesn't want me to do it, I can't just yank him over.
I think he would not really want anyone to yank him around, just in general.
Okay,
So
then I don't do it because he'd have to consent.
yeah, he's not into having strange magic used on him right now. It's been a bad day, and it's probably only like 7 a.m.
Right. Well, that was unexpected and leaves us still at the place where we don't know who the murderer is. Thoughts?
Blue, did anyone activate you in the middle of the night?
No, I've
So you
slept
you've seen nothing.
here. No,
You've seen nothing since we boarded them.
I've been here. I was told to stay here. Bakkar's shirt. He said it would be safe. He said it was fine. I wasn't.
It was supposed
I
to
was. Someone roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a straight up D12.
Just a straight up d12.
Oh no.
The 5.
5. Okay, this is in fact the funniest number you could have rolled.
No.
I just rolled a dragon. No.
Fun.
No, I'm
Five is
gonna
the
get
funniest
Pierce. No.
number.
So in this little fracas, there have been swords swung, there have been spells slung, and one of them hit a crate, which was barely holding together, but just now it manages its last bit of weight bearing and breaks open, and out of the crate bursts 12 chickens swarming around and angrily clucking. They don't know what's going on.
Oh dear. Chicken wrangling time.
Do we roll initiative again?
Roll initiative for chickens. No, I'm just gonna say now the hold is full of chickens and
Just gonna back away from the chaos and go.
the retainer is
What's going
definitely like leaning on the wall and like backing away from this noise and excitement.
Animal handling. 20. All right. I'm gonna teach you all my chicken calls from when I had chicken.
Chicken mancer.
Yeah. And then you hold something like you hold your hand like you're holding something, and they'll just come running.
Okay, I'm going to say you have successfully gotten the chickens' attention. They quiet down and they come up and bark.
All right. Is the crate like salvageable, or do we need to pen them someplace
I
else?
mean-
That's mending on the crate as a cantrip.
There we go.
That'd do it. Yeah,
We all
it's kind of
have
it's
mending.
cracked
Let's all
open.
mend the crate.
Yeah, that crate is mended really good.
Grab a handful
I-
of feed or something, chuck it in there, and
You manage to seal them back up with a judicious application of mending from 3 people using their magical abilities to best effect.
This crate is better than it was before. Good job, everyone.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
it's really
the wood
crate
is...
mending that was.
We fixed one problem. Now on to the
A crate
murder.
mending it was. Let's just all get off the train and go about our lives now. Oh wait, murderer.
yeah.
I do have a suggestion I
Fuck
want to
all
bring
this.
up to everyone but the blue shield at the risk of it going berserk again. Want to ask if we let it look around the cabin, maybe, or where we found Egan's body, maybe it'll tell us something, but we might have to move the body so that it doesn't get pissed again.
Yeah. Well.
Again,
Do I
I'm just
know
I'm just
anything like
throwing
a
an idea.
perceptive? Is he a particularly perceptive warforged?
That's a good question.
Kind of sounds like he's specialized in hitting.
He
might
really
be.
is, though he
spent
does
the
have
entirety of
a
the War Within saying to every NPC, "Ma'am, I just hit things." So I
yeah, I mean,
sympathize.
I was really feeling that vibe with this guy. He does have a +5 to perception. So, he does keep an eye out on threats at all times. He may not be the most perceptive person here, but
Would making an
he's
investigate check up there be useful in any way?
I mean, are y'all are going back, and what are y'all
I
doing?
assume we are.
Yeah. We got
Yeah.
our stuff.
ju-
We got the Warforged. We should probably go back.
It just occurred to me that I have a +4 in investigation,
Hmm.
so I could have done that.
Well, when I rolled an investigation earlier to look around, I saw just muddled footprints, but I didn't look at any of the walls or anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're are you looking for something specific? That's the real question.
Well, we know, at least it looks like he was killed with his own gun.
Mm-hmm.
And we know there was, I guess I don't know that. Never mind, I don't know that part.
No, you don't know
But
that.
from my
Some people
perspective,
know
he
that.
was drunk
Some
off
others
his
don't.
butt and someone walked up on him and shot him with his own gun. How he had said that he made that gun easier to shoot? Like, what was the specific? He bragged about that thing to end and gone, so I feel like I would know.
Oh yes, you would. He loved to talk about how great he was and how awesome his adventures.
Orchid was deliberately
inventions were,
encouraging him on
and-
talking about how
Now,
that thing was
here's the
built.
next thing: is I have the artisan background, and I
Mhm.
have multiple crafting abilities. Let me look at the specific things I'm good at. Yeah, I have artisan, and I've got like forge tools, tinker's tools, and leatherworking tools. So I do blacksmithing, tinkering, and
Yeah.
so could I figure out by looking at the gun how it works?
I'm not
necessarily going to be as good as he was. I'm not necessarily going to be able to like, oh, I understand this, but to figure out how hard would this thing be to shoot?
Okay, I'm going to say it is just a pistol. He designed it to be easy for anyone to shoot. He designed it to be a new kind of firearm that was quiet and did not require arcane training. He has definitely talked about this.
Gotcha.
I will note that Treya has the pistol right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Because I saw her pull it out. She was holding it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. She had even said she wanted to bring
And-
it down here, so I knew that too.
Yeah.
And I will also say the pistol holds 4 rounds, and 2 rounds have been fired. So there are 2 rounds left in it. In case you feel like murdering anyone, I guess.
Are we back? We're back in the dining car, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you so desire.
So that bottle that was
Believe
next
so.
to him, does it still have liquid in it?
Yeah, it's maybe a third or a fourth of the way full. It doesn't have much.
Orchid's gonna pour herself a glass
Okay.
and go, I need a drink.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the wisest idea.
Why?
Oh,
Well, I'm not saying anything.
now.
I mean, is
I
anyone
can't.
doing anything?
I'm currently
Yeah.
while she's pouring herself a drink of the dead man's booze, I'm going to like walk around. I'm going to look. He's got 2 slugs in him,
Yes.
and the gun has been fired twice.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to look around for did the slugs stay in his body? Can I tell? I'm not a medicinal person. I'm not a doctor.
You
I
would
think I already
you would
looked at
have
that
to
earlier, right?
you would have to move the body to see where they hit, because he is slumped over the table. You cannot see the table, you can't see the surface.
I can go under the table and look to see if anything has gone through it.
Nothing has
exit
gone through
wounds?
the table.
Okay.
I will say, is anyone doing anything about Anne drinking this drink?
My
Was
character-
anyone doing
100%.
anything?
My character doesn't know anything's
Talis
wrong
is-
with it.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sitting
I
there
know, but is
straight
anyone?
face.
Talis
Phil
was
said-
trying to push.
Straight face.
Wait, Phil said
Okay.
something.
Yeah,
he
Phil,
said,
go ahead, Phil.
I wouldn't he said I wouldn't recommend that. And she turned and looked at him and said, why?
I mean, it could be evidence. There could be something in it.
Why would there be something in it? He was shot.
Yeah, but he was shot with his own
With his
gun,
own gun.
which means somebody took the gun that he had strapped to his own body and shot him with it twice, which meant he was probably pretty insensate.
He points at the bottle. 3/4 of this is gone. That's enough to knock anybody.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, but that man was possibly my father. If he was my father and he drank that little and he got drunk enough that somebody could shoot him in the back after literally decades as a somewhat despicable arms dealer. I'm sorry, I don't believe that for a second.
Well, then maybe we should test this for poison.
You're going to drink it to do that?
No.
Well, I don't know of any way to test it for poison.
Puts the glass down and says, no, but we should probably... Does anybody have any way to test it for poison?
Just like, are you going to drink it to do that?
Complete silence.
I mean, I don't.
I'm going through my stuff. I'm like furiously looking. I don't have it.
Detect poison. Do I have detect poison? Come on.
No, like I don't have any. Yeah, no alchemist, no nothing.
Too, but I took detect evil and good today instead because that'll be useful.
Yes.
Well, you never know.
Who here
But
is
you don't even need to cast it. You were there in the room. You know.
I know, but I'm trying not to implicate his wife.
All right. I'm just going to do this at this point then. Mr. Robot. I'm sorry, Blue Shield. Blue Shield's your name? I don't want to touch him because he was your friend and I don't want you to be upset. I do want to look to see if the bullets went through him. Is there any chance you could lift him just so I could check on that without disrespecting his body?
He looks down at the body. He just sort of grunts and goes over and carefully lifts him up and holds him in his arms.
Does he have...
And he's...
The wounds are on his back, yes?
Yes.
Does he have any wounds on his front?
Yes, you can tell the bullets are lodged in the table beneath where he was laying.
Right. And there's 2 of them there.
Yes.
All right. Going to look around now at the walls.
Okay.
Anything else?
What
this
are
will be the
you...
investigate check. I'm looking to see any other gunshot wounds. Anything else? Did somebody shoot a wall? Are there any holes anywhere there shouldn't be?
You go and look all over the cabin.
I'm trying to use this thing.
You do not see.
I'm definitely not seeing anything with that roll. But yeah. This is why I hate it. It takes its damn thing forever to tell you that you failed. It's still not telling me. Okay, there we go. There's a 7 telling me I failed. But we doubly failed because there wasn't anything anyway. But all right, thank you. You can put them down now if you want.
He
look around for any blood stains elsewhere. I guess he didn't really get a chance to look around before. Sorry.
Okay. I will say there are no blood stains except on this table. Some blood has dripped down onto the carpet underneath the table. You all look all over the room, and you do not see any further blood stains.
Well,
marks.
11 investigations. All I got anyway.
We're missing a little something here, I think.
Nick rolled like a 25 earlier on investigation and didn't find anything. So
yeah,
it's been pretty thoroughly searched.
Yeah. So the gun could be fired by anybody.
I think the part that we're missing, though, as well, and we should remember, is this car was locked at 10.
The galley half was locked. There's like
you could still come in and out of the car.
So the dining room was not locked, but there's like the booze is in a cabinet that was locked away,
and the kitchen
and
part,
the galley was locked up, which is the galley's the next car down.
Well, the galley.
So this car was not.
Let's clarify that because the galley has 2 cabins next to it, one of which is mine.
Yes, it has there's like a panel between the cabins and the galley that was closed and locked. So that area was closed off.
And he was found in the dining car, correct?
In the dining car, yes, sitting at one of the tables.
Sorry, hold on.
Who had the wand that did detect magic?
That was the conductor.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him when you guys are done. You do what you're doing. I'll ask after.
I don't think I asked earlier. With the map of the car, is it the train structured basically going from left to right, top to bottom? So car 1 is engine,
correct.
Car 2 first class, car 3 dining car, car 4 galley.
Yes.
Okay. Well, damn.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm at a loss.
I say we have to ask the conductor. Are there any staff that would have had a reason to walk around, or who else does rounds other than you and of the staff?
The chef locks up the kitchen. I make the rounds at the end of the night, and in the morning, the staff has cabins in the engine.
Well,
no one.
That means that the murderer would have had to go through first class to get to the dining car, unless they jumped off the end of the gate or jumped through the galley.
Or unless the murderer was one of us.
Yeah, are the train windows openable?
Yes, the train windows can be open if you want a breeze from the outside.
Do any of them look like partially opened or anything unusual?
No. I mean, Nick rolled a 25. There's
Yeah.
other than the dead body,
Nothing there.
you don't see any signs that someone has come
Fair
in,
enough.
stomped through, escaped. Nick saw footprints that seemed to go both ways, but there's been a lot of movement in this car since.
No,
Okay,
I presume
is the
murder.
conductor in the room with us right now?
Yeah, he was just talking to us.
Orchid's going to look at the conductor.
Okay.
While Orchid is looking at the conductor, I had been meaning to ask him a question, so I'm going to go ask him it now.
Well, she's going to ask him a question.
Okay, then
And
go ahead.
maybe it's the same question. I don't know. But she's going to go, you took everybody's weapons, right?
That's procedure.
Okay, but why did you let him bring his gun on?
He's Egan Bakker. He's very persuasive.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
But that
No.
doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't let any of us take any of our weapons. You insisted they were locked up. So why, if he didn't have that gun, he wouldn't be dead right now.
Pressured me into letting him bring it aboard.
How is he going to pressure you? It's procedure.
It's Solera who has the letter right now, right?
Yep. I'm not
Treya's
saying anything
gonna
unless
look
you
at her.
say anything.
I'm gonna pipe up and just say that as Talis, I mean, we all know Egan can be very persuasive and even more deplorable. So I wouldn't have put it past him to persuade the conductor.
Okay,
Treya kind of nods at Solera.
Oh, this old thing, and I throw the blackmail letter down on the table.
What's that?
A
I
letter.
will note
Go ahead.
that this is a letter from the conductor to Egan,
Mm-hmm.
telling him, please let him go. Let him live his life. He's done enough.
It seems that our dear Egan was blackmailing the conductor.
Really?
I mean, to be fair, I was blackmailing Egan, so there's only so much you can expect.
Really?
Oh, at this point, why not?
I always want something whenever I come through Sharn. It's
He looks at the
infuriating.
conductor and goes, well, then where were you? Because you've got a reason to kill him, don't you? Just like everyone else does. You have something to gain out of this. He wouldn't
I
be
was in my-
blackmailing you anymore,
But-
would he?
Point of order, I actually gain nothing from his death. In fact, I actually lose quite a large sum of money, so just throwing
Right,
that out
but
there.
I'm talking about the inherent and not you. It's fine. I'm talking to him right now. And she's looking at the conductor again and going, where were you? What's your alibi?
I was in my cabin, and we had locked up the kitchen and the galley, or the galley and the bar. Egan was
Are there
here
witnesses?
drinking. The other staff would have seen me come in.
Okay, so where are
I went.
they?
Let's see. You would know that the steward has been through. The steward's the gnome, pretty agitated, and the chef would certainly have come through by now.
What are their opinions on whether the conductor could have slipped into this room or not?
I'm actually now thinking, when would they have come in? And would they have just come in to find a dead body because no one had told them about this?
Yeah, because yeah.
Because he went for a walk down to we went for a walk back and he's been dead. Yeah,
We did not secure the car.
Through,
Oh my god.
The chef would have come through to make a breakfast for everyone and just been like,
Last customer.
Yeah, so
This is a movie. It's fine. That didn't happen. We just move on with our lives.
Whilst we're all doing this, I'm going to make the insight check that it will not succeed and will be useless. But
okay.
like, how confident do I feel that he's currently telling the truth about his whereabouts? I'm going to try to use the computer thing. Let's see what happens. It's probably not going to work. And even if it does, I can't even tell what it rolled.
Cross fingers.
It's a 4. So I get nothing.
He's just, I guess he's
That
just hard
guy-
to read.
That guy looks sincere to me.
Can I do an insight check on him too, since Orchid's the one who's questioning him at the moment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a 22.
Nice.
You believe he did go and he locked up and he went back to his cabin.
So while this is all going on,
Mhm.
Talis is thinking to himself, trying to connect the dots. I guess the question that now appears is, who would have the most to gain? other than the conductor? What would I need to roll to myself to like think to others?
That might be a history check, actually.
The history or insight?
Or
history
insight,
or insight? Yeah, let's do history or insight. I mean, the problem here is that that's going to be a matter of opinion. But I'll see what I can do for you.
Well, at least if he does the history, at least he would know who amongst these people is closest to it. And if he does it with insight, then it's just getting the feeling.
Well, 17. Well, I think as I'm watching this unfold, that just noticing that we have a letter from the conductor that yes, now has appeared. A grieving wife that has now inherited a vast armed, I guess, empire would be.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
a very cold, calculated Arthur Pym fixer, so to speak.
Well, you actually found out one other thing, too.
Go ahead.
I mean, you found out that I might or might not be his daughter. That I have an aberrant, I have an aberrant House Cannith dragon mark on my arm, which would make me valuable to House Cannith.
Well, I wouldn't know about the mark, but you did say.
You knew about the mark because I said it out loud.
Yeah.
And I even used it. You saw me use its ability.
Yeah, I'll pipe up this one. Perhaps we should just go around the room and fill in the gaps. Yeah, at this point, I don't think it really hurts anything more. So, yes, I was blackmailing Egan. I'm the one that, and I look at Matt's character, I'm the one that, I guess you would call me your fairy godmother in a way. The money that your family had, that came from me. That was Egan's way of keeping your mother's mouth shut.
I laugh a little at that.
And I'm like, you are his. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Oh, that's great. The thing that I'm laughing about is that whatever money you think you gave him to give to us, he didn't. We lived in the slum.
Sure.
I lived under the understyle in Sean. You think he gave us any money?
That was not my concern.
No, I'm not saying it. That's just why I'm laughing. He took your money and he did something else with it.
Oh, I'm not even remotely surprised.
But that makes me wonder something.
What's that?
Yeah, he called me back. I went to see him, and he was like completely uninterested. He rejected me out of the plate, and then 3 days later, suddenly he wants to get to know me, and I've never figured that out. And
how long ago was that?
It was just before this whole trip. So at this point a week, you remember me coming to the house. I saw you. You saw me. He shuffled me off into the servants' quarters. We had a brief conversation. He looked at the photo, the image of my mother and him, and he told me it was nothing. And I didn't feel like begging, so I left. And then a few days later, I get a note from him to come to this.
Well, I'm afraid he didn't tell me what his intentions were.
It'd been lovely if he told me what his intentions were, but that didn't happen.
Relatively confident it was to get in House Cannith's good graces. You bear the mark, don't you, child?
I guess I take off the jacket at this point and show you can see my shoulder. It's right there. It's huge.
It's actually
bigger than most. Yeah, biggest.
You were very clearly his guaranteed way to get their attention in a positive way for his next big deal.
Oh, that's so him.
Killing him maybe benefits people, but it also disrupts things, doesn't it? This whole deal with House Cannith, that's out the window, isn't it?
No, not necessarily. They're going to care very much about what his invention was, and no offense, his widow still owns all of that now as well, and you still exist. You're still interesting to them. It doesn't really change the nature of their interest. It just maybe changes the parameters ever so slightly. But what of the rest of you? We know that my entanglement and the child's entanglement. What of the rest of you?
Yeah, who are you? Looking at Talis again.
Talis bristles just a little bit, but Egan and I know each other socially, to my regret.
Child, speak plainly. What does socially mean?
Egan and I attended the same social events and gatherings, parties of the upper class the last few years. So I mainly got to know him he never sat right with me. I think that I maybe offended him, but I didn't have a very high opinion of Egan, nor he of me.
Then
You
why
were
are you
jealous
here?
of him?
Jealous? Oh, no. I don't think so. I think that Egan was a money-hungry social opportunist looking to step on people at every chance he got. And I'm here not because of him, but I know that... not here because of him directly, but I know that this train ride was important to him.
So what? You didn't like his no magic needed gun? Is that what it is?
Not necessarily. Though I do think that the world would be better off without another warmonger. And then I'll look at the spouse and just in a sincerely but smug sort of way, just say
Just frowns
respectfully,
back.
of course. But no, I was not jealous of him. I wanted to see him get what he wanted coming, but I wanted him to be alive so that he could be aware of what was happening to him.
And how did you come to be on the same train?
Can I do a either persuasion or deception roll and just not say which one's which, Liz?
Yeah, don't tell me which it is.
Okay, I am going to. Okay, so it's going to be a 16, and
All right.
it is going to be. I'm just going to say, well, believe it or not, I was invited.
Roll an insight check
insight?
to see if you believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to lend the help action since I'm sort
22.
Okay.
of. Oh,
So,
never mind.
so yes, Talis. Let us know whether you're telling the truth or not.
I am indeed telling the truth.
By Egan or someone else?
Someone else.
Who?
What would I roll to just not say?
You
You
don't
can
have to roll
just not
nothing to
say
not
if
say.
that's
You just
yeah,
not say.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
saying,
You can just
I'm not at liberty to say. I don't know if there's a roll I can add to make it a little more forceful.
Mm-hmm.
you can do an intimidate roll and just see if you can make him back down. But you do not have to say anything if you don't want.
21. I'm not at liberty to say.
So I guess
He is pretty intimidating.
a question for you, Liz. One of the character sheet things here, I don't know if this is still applicable, so I just need to know. The loyal retainer, did that conversation between him and I still occur, or did that not happen because of the decisions we made? I just need to know.
Double check. See what this says. I would think it would have happened.
Because in my mind, if that still happened, because he's the one that's been helping me keep tabs on Egan, him and I would have been on good terms.
Yes, you were on good terms with him. You did have this conversation.
Okay. So then I know for a fact that it wasn't him.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Making sure. And I'll look over at Orchid. You seem to be the odd one out a little bit. What was your entanglement with Egan?
I mean,
Good choice.
I think that's fairly obvious to anybody that's seen me around over the past, year or so. How long?
She
has
was
it
sleeping
been?
with him.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Oh, I believe that.
You have a truth spell? You can if you'd like.
That
Does
is a
anyone?
good-
Yeah. Well, if that's what it's going to come to, and then I'll cast Zone of Truth. Make a Christmas save.
Charisma save?
Do it.
Can I just
the
not
whole,
make it?
My
The
charisma
whole
save is
room.
5. My charisma save is
Oh
5.
boy,
No,
the
that's
whole
fine.
room has to make a charisma save.
I voluntarily fail.
Yeah, I'm not going to even try because
So,
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
so it is a 15-foot radius sphere, which I think encompasses all of us. While you're in it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Charisma-
cool.
A
She's-
charisma
You
save-
can't.
She's
Yeah.
in the zone
You-
of truth. Orchid is in the zone of truth.
You let me clarify that you cannot lie, but you do not have to. You are not forced to speak, and you are not forced to.
You can be evasive,
get to
but
the
you must
point.
be truthful.
Yes.
He looks
Yes.
straight at his wife and says, I never slept with him.
Phil's character would know if you saved. So did you not? Did you choose not to?
I rolled a 5. I did
Ah.
not save.
She did not save. No. If anybody would like to try to lie, it is a 15 to save in the Zone of Truth.
The conductor did not save.
He gave me presents. He gave me trinkets. He liked to treat me like I was somebody who was going to do that with him, but I wouldn't do that with him. He wasn't really my type.
I'm just going to say up
Why
front, I
hang
didn't
out
kill him
with
and I
him?
don't know who killed him.
Why what?
I just straight up jumped in and said that.
No,
I didn't kill him. I don't know who killed him.
What? Wait, what did the wife say? Sorry.
And why do you torment me?
I'm not here to torment you. I'm just here to get presents and shinies. You have
Did you kill my
nothing.
husband?
No. Why would I do that? He's given me all kinds of wonderful, wealthy little extravagances. Why would I want to cut off my supply?
Well, I think it might be prudent here just to go around the table and flat out say the statement. I did not kill him. I had nothing to gain from it. And I assume the cleric can confirm that I have not tried to resist his spell in any manner.
I'm not. It's true.
Like I said, didn't kill him. Don't know who killed him.
Talis is going to step in to this circle, bit smugly stare at everyone around. I did not kill Egan.
And I definitely didn't kill Egan.
I mean, kudos to you if you did, man. That's you way to multitask.
Well, there's still two more that need to speak up, and unfortunately, dear, you're going to have to participate, Treya.
I did not kill my husband.
Well, Orchid, you're the last. You've already stated it. Treya, you've already stated it. I've already stated it. And
Conductor ain't said shite.
I was just going to say, I stare at the conductor.
And the
Your
I
turn.
was the retainer, by the way.
He has left the room.
Did he leave
Conductor?
it? Did we see him leave? Like he was left while we were in this, or he snuck out?
He slipped away while y'all were talking.
Well, that settles
Whatever,
that now,
man.
doesn't it?
What about the
I-
retainer?
Oh, I didn't kill him. Why would I?
That leaves the guy who is being blackmailed. Let's go find him.
The
Yeah.
one who slipped out. Yeah. And since
Yep.
he's the one who knows how to run this, well, he's not the engineer, but I suspect
yes,
he
he
knows
is the
more about this
conductor.
train than we do, and we should probably go find him before he does something drastic.
Yeah, let's go find him.
Though this could end badly.
Zone of truth.
I had a feeling Phil took it, and I was just waiting.
I came prepared for a murder investigation.
I mean, I
I
was already leaning towards him. I was just trying to get it because, like, the stuff that I got in the thoughts. I'm like, yeah, this is yeah. All right.
On the way out, actually, as I'm passing Phil's character. Sorry, I can't remember his name at the moment, which makes me feel really bad for what I'm about to say. I go,
Jindaar.
Jindaar, my man.
I wrote it down.
Nice. Also, apparently, I'm his daughter for real. So who knows? Play your cards right. You could get that money you owed back. Now I'm gonna try to find him.
Making friends and allies already.
He's hot. Look at
You want us
everybody
to-
else here. He's hot. The only one even remotely as hot is the pretty girl, and she's like just wants money. And I don't have any money.
Do we roll investigation to see which direction he goes? Because there's two.
Survival
yes,
actually for
right?
tracking. Does anyone have survival for tracking? Because they can do that.
I'm also going to put the monocle to my eye and speak the command word, so I have true sight for the next 10 minutes.
Okay, and what does that give you?
I can see invisible things.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Also, you can see through
you-
illusions, can't you?
Yes.
True
So
sight can see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shapeshifter or a creature that is transformed by magic. And also you can see into the ethereal plane unless that changed in 2024.
because I'm
you
confident
look around.
Orchid has the same item.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, you look around. You don't see anyone invisible. You do see. You know what you see about the retainer.
Oh yeah, I already knew that.
Yeah, you did. And you
Oh.
don't see anyone. There's
Is there
no
anybody
hiding
else
here.
in the next car? Is there
Wait.
anybody else in the next car, though?
Can I
Hold on,
cast
some-
locate object on his key? He's like his set of keys that he was carrying around to let us in.
Oh.
That's actually a good use of locate object.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see if you have to know something about the object. Okay.
I mean, he saw it.
It just says describe
Yeah.
or name an object that is familiar to you, and I watched him pull it out, and I can
Okay.
sense the direction to the object's location if it's within 1,000 feet, and if it's in motion, I know the direction of its movement.
Okay.
Boing cast. The spell can locate a specific spot known to you if you have seen it up close within 30 feet. Yes, at least once. Okay, so I cast it. Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah,
the
there's no
keys
saving
are-
throw. It just happens.
The keys are in the direction of the front of the train.
I knew he was going to go try and derail us.
Yeah, we're heading that way.
I was muted. Moving, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's move.
Everyone's going that way. Okay, you move through the first class car and you get to the engine car. The door's locked.
Is there a window?
I picked a lock.
I cast
was-
knock.
Gonna
What?
say,
We have three different
There was
ways to
none.
get through this door. I was gonna Misty Step to the other side and open it.
do knock, man.
You go to Misty Step, you do the Misty Step, the door opens. You're like, use my Misty Step, man.
Oh, I can do that, Will. So it's fine for me.
So
So who is doing what? Are you all doing this at the same time?
I was planning just walk in, so once the door opens, I just walk in.
Yeah, I
I'm
think it all kind of happens at the same time without
Yeah.
because we didn't communicate with each other.
The
Yes,
knock spell's
so-
probably the fastest.
Yeah, you're gonna get the knock spell before you can pick the lock. So there is a
Mhm.
loud noise, and the door pops open. In the meantime, Cyrelia has Misty stepped to the other side of the door. You are in the engine compartment. Towards the front is a lot of machinery, and there are some small cabins on either side.
Do I see the conductor?
You do not, but one of the cabin doors is.
You might want me to go ahead of you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna go look in that room.
I'm just gonna make sure that the concentration rules didn't change, did they?
No, I don't think so, as you need to maintain concentration on any spell that requires it, but if you take damage, it can break your concentration, and you can't cast another concentration spell while you're holding concentration, but you can't cast other spells.
Is Blue Shield still with us?
No,
blue
no.
No?
We left him holding a
did-
body.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
did
fine.
anyone...
I didn't
would
order
any
him
of
to
you
come.
I mean, he don't need orders. Treya, did you ask him to stay with
Yes.
Egan? Okay, then he's back there. He's still holding the body.
Kind of messed up.
Because that's just what we need, a giant angry warforged.
That's why I'm asking.
In an engine room. Probably not the
That
best
would-
idea anyway, so it's all good.
All right. So what do we see in the open room?
Yeah.
The conductor is sitting on a narrow bed. There's a window behind it. The window's closed. There's a little desk. He's just sitting there, his head in his hands.
Who was the letter
Howdy.
about?
He was never going to stop. He was never going to leave me alone.
Probably not.
There wasn't a way out. He looks up at everyone.
There's always a way out.
Some of
Certainly
you know
going
that.
to find one now.
The problem is, I mean, you knew somebody was going to notice you'd killed him. I mean, what do you think was going to happen? You might have gotten away with it for a little while, but eventually someone was going to keep talking and asking and looking until they found you, right? I mean, you knew that.
There were plenty of people on this train who had a reason to hate Egan Bakker, and there are more off this train.
I mean, that's a fair point.
You invited Talis.
No.
No, I invited Talis.
Why ever would you do that?
They're
Importantly, why
sleeping
did you
together,
ask him who did
obviously.
it right in front of everybody?
I literally say that out there. Sleeping together, obviously.
Yeah, we are. He looks at Talis. Sorry, dear. Dirty laundry.
At this point, it's water under the bridge.
I mean,
Well, we have
I
options.
don't suppose there's anybody really despicably evil we could frame for this. Like, I don't know. Do we have any handy max murderers?
No. Treya's gonna pull out Egan's gun and make sure it's trained firmly on the conductor.
Celeria will actually put her hand on your shoulder. The suffering is much more if you let them live, dear.
Oh, I
Also-
have no intention of killing him unless he tries something.
Fair point. This is way beyond me. I grew up in dirt girl in the slums. Everybody telling me I wasn't a dwarf. Turns out I wasn't a dwarf, by the way. Broke my heart.
That's a little obvious, darling.
Well, except that my mom was a dwarf.
You're taller than I am.
Yes, but my mom was a dwarf, and I had a growth spurt. I looked like any other child until I suddenly looked like this. I know, and I turned to a Treya. I know you loved him. I know you did. I feel really bad. I didn't feel bad before. I would be completely honest with you. If you told me like 2 days ago that him being dead would bother me, wouldn't have believed you.
I would like it
But
noted that while this is happening, my eyes are firmly on the conductor.
If you shoot him or do anything like that, then people are going to say you killed Egan too. And
The
I know,
conductor's just sitting there.
and I know you don't want that. And also, I know, look at him. I don't think he's going to pose a threat or try to escape. Are you going to try to escape? I'll make a persuasion check if I have to.
What would the point be?
I don't know.
I could escape and fall onto the tracks. There's nowhere to go.
Oh, I wouldn't let you die. I'd catch you and bring you back here before you die. Again, you're not allowed to die.
So you're going to let us tie you up? And is there a brig on this train?
This is little room. I'll stay in the room. I'll watch him. I'll like walk over so that I'm blocking the window with my body. Yeah. If somebody else wants to watch him, fine. I don't think we need to.
I was going to suggest the Warforged, but I think they're probably the most likely to want to kill him.
Yeah.
No. Warforged is a very bad idea right now.
You know,
that's why.
And she looks at
behind.
She looks at she looks at the dwarf, the very, very tall dwarf. You know, actually, I think you're probably the best person to watch over.
And I understand feeling used by the man.
I'll turn to Treya. Perhaps we should go talk with Blue Shield, and that could get rather messy as we leave the train.
I don't think he needs to know it until after this man is properly in the hands of the authorities.
Well done.
And it is getting close to time for the train to arrive in Fairhaven. So the engineers are at the far end of the train.
Somebody go tell them, since the conductor won't be able to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and Celeria will go and tell the rest of them, like, tell them what happened.
He confessed, basically.
That he confessed, and we're going to be taking him into the authorities, and they now are in charge of getting this train safely to the destination.
I mean, they're pretty shocked. They don't really believe it, but also this is not their job. They're here to drive the train and make sure it's safe and stays on the rails, and that the elemental driving it doesn't run away or whatever.
Yeah. Do I get any point where everybody leaves and I'm alone with him?
Depends on what everyone else wants to do.
Yeah, Orchid goes back to like her train car to actually put some clothes on and get out of like the robe that she's been like change from her pajamas into real clothing.
I don't think I really would leave. I think I would be keeping an eye on it because this is leverage. And this is something that if anything happens to him, it is worse for Treya, which is worse for me because I'm going to try to broker a deal. So I'm just kind of lingering.
When you're lingering, if it's just you at this point, or if Treya and you, I turn to you and say, no offense, but I do not want you to hear what I'm going to tell him. So move out of my line of sight so I can delude myself into thinking that you don't hear
it. We should ask.
Treya will move aside.
Jindaar and Talis, I should ask Jindaar and Talis, what are you doing? Are you going to leave them here?
I don't care if Jindaar stays.
Yeah, if it looks like the two of them are going to stay, this looks like it's neatly wrapping up. Jindaar's probably going to go get dressed for the day.
Go back to his own quarters.
Talis is going to go back to his quarters because his biggest op is dead, and they found the murderer. So he's Joker without Batman.
And then as Matt's character, as Kaltjarn says that to me, you hear laughing like broken glass, which is probably the most emotive thing you've heard from me. Is like, as you wish, child, as you wish. And I'll just kind of duck out around from the door and I'm leaning against the other side of the door jamb.
Oh, look. All right, man. I've been to war, so I've seen people die a lot. I don't condone you murdering them, but if there's any point in this whole sad thing where you get someone come up and say, they didn't do this just because he's an evil man. He did this because of this. If you need anyone who can tell people to take it easy on you, just tell them to call me. Get your advocate to come find me. I'll do that for you. I know what it's like to be used by this man.
Thank you, but
I'm not saying I can do much.
I did what I did.
Oh, I know.
I don't know that I regret it. He was a repulsive man.
Aye, but even repulsive men leave holes behind, I always wanted him to be my dog, and he wasn't. He made me, but he didn't. Ironic, he made me, House Kenneth, and he didn't want me. I am really sorry. I am sorry that this happened to you.
I still can't say I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not looking for that. Unfortunately, I got to go stand against the window now. You can come in and act like you're not listening, but I know you heard all of it. I go
what?
against the window.
Heard what, my dear?
So yes, the train is gradually pulling into the station at Fairhaven. The steward has run out way too rapidly, probably while the train is still slowing down to grab the authorities and deal with this. They're more than a little frazzled. There's not usually dead bodies on the train. There are stains on the carpet that they are probably going to have to get out. And
let it easy, man.
no, it's not. I mean, come on. And that wraps that up. The conductor does not put up a fight. And there you have it. That is our murder mystery. I was actually concerned that y'all weren't going to get there. I'd actually made a number of very good rolls with him.
Yeah, but the thing that tipped it is when I was getting the thoughts and he shot up to the top of the list, like what's going to happen next, that being the next thought, it's like that is way too uncontrolled, and I'm like, okay, but how do I tip this? How do I push on it, right?
I'll be upfront with you.
I
didn't
realized
think he was the killer. I had no idea.
I realized that he had let him have the gun, and that was just kind of weird.
Well,
that's why I started asking about it, because I was like,
Egan.
That was because of the blackmail.
Egan had been blackmailing him for quite a while, and this
once the
blackmail.
Once the blackmailing becomes obvious, then he does become a suspect. So
and then he just got shadier.
I'm just sad that I didn't get my little epilogue where I could hit on Jindaar again.
I mean, if you want to role play walking down the platform, you certainly may.
It's actually extremely funny that Kaltjarn did that like day one, because that removed in the little background pack, it's like the business partner is basically suspect numero uno, because they were the last person to see him alive.
Yep.
Kaltjarn's libido made you a nice alibi. So it was either you or Talis, and Talis was not impressing me.
Well, Talis was already entangled.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I knew he was entangled. I was bored, lonely, and as I said, what was it? I said something like, "I'm young. I've got daddy issues, and you're the hottest thing on the planet. Let's go."
Very good,
Joan. That insight check that they had Treya make when you were flirting with Talis was because Orchid was glaring daggers at you.
It's really kind of funny because you thought she was sleeping with your man, and you were trying to sleep with her man.
No, I wasn't trying. I was trying to make Egan mad.
From her perspective.
She never slept with the car. Like, it was very much.
You were sleeping with Talis.
Treya didn't know that.
Yeah, it was just a sugar daddy situation, though. It was just a give me all the goodies. Okay, cool. I'm not putting out for you because you're repulsive, frankly. But
Also, can we could just appreciate that Mitch's dice made it so that the butler did it, basically.
Yeah, I did. Well, if the butler did it, that would have been the retainer. But
who got smacked?
I asked Mitch. I asked Mitch to roll for the murderer because I figured that was the most hilarious way to decide who the murderer was. And he kind of had his cat roll the dice, and
that was fantastic.
It landed on the conductor. And so I want to ask your opinion. Do you think it was more interesting to have an NPC that had done it, or to have a player who had done it? Because I wasn't really sure.
Honestly, yes, because I suspected all these Javos.
So, because frankly,
I was like, it has to be one of us, right? So, like, the fact that it actually ended up being an NPC was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that actually caught me off guard because I assumed that it would be one of us. So that's very
because
funny.
The way this is set up is that there are 8 character archetypes that your character can fall into, and any of those can be the murderer. All of them have motives for murder. All of them have suspicious things about them. Any of you could have killed him, but the dice made the decision. So I thought it would have been interesting. It would have been different if it were a player. It would have
This
been
was a
different.
really
and also,
Yeah, it would be
Cool.
fun to run it in the other scenario.
Yeah, this was like a
Yeah,
really cool little scenario. Was this like a booklet thing or whatever you
let's
call
see.
it?
This is not an officially published through Wizards of the Coast. This is a published adventure though called Murder on the Eberron Express that you
Right,
can
so it is
search for
actually
and
like-
find on. Yes. There is some existing structure that I have been working with, and you can find it on the DM's Guild if anyone is interested in running it. I thought it was really interesting and fun, and you could
That was
keep running
really
it, and it would be
cool.
different every time.
Yeah, because
you
you
know,
randomly
y'all
determine
could have.
murderer. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have accidentally destroyed the train. You could have. There are all sorts of things that could have done. There could have been a second murder, depending on how things had gone. So,
I'm gonna be
yes.
upfront. I'm kind of going to be sad that we're not going to have any more adventures with these people.
I mean, but that's the thing.
I know.
But that's the thing.
Oh,
Highly entertaining
Kaltjarn,
rip.
Treya is totally going to adopt you as the daughter that Egan never gave her.
And
I'm going to feel so bad for you.
And I'm totally gonna Celeria would totally try to be the new business partner and help Treya, with the cold, calculated nature, because she really liked that bloodthirsty vengeance
I
streak.
think Treya wants to
Going to-
get out of the weapons business first of all.
Yeah.
Orchid is going to basically try and take Talis, like keep Talis because he's highly entertaining as far as she's concerned, right? But go see if she can find another sugar daddy that's mutually beneficial to them both.
I have to find someone. Talis has to find someone else to hate on. There's
Yeah.
the biggest hater that he devoted himself to being.
I really wanted to be the one who did it. Dang.
Well, I was like, the scholar, like, he's perfect. He wants him to suffer, but not him to die. But in the eyes of most people, that's more than enough, and it leans in with Liz, what you were saying earlier. It's like, is it more interesting that it was an NPC? Yeah, 100%, because everyone's first interaction is going to be, all right, look at across the table from you, who done it? Which one of you did it?
Yeah.
It wasn't any of us. Though I still love that we went down to get the robot, and then the robot almost killed us.
Yeah, the robot just straight up slapped the retainer.
What was that, John?
That was great.
You were saying something, John?
Oh yeah, you all were very convincing in the fact that you were so convincing when you were saying how you hadn't done it that I was actually started to suspect one of the NPCs early on.
Yeah, fair point. I didn't know. Yeah. I knew I didn't do
You
it,
made
so
your
I was
case.
like,
You made your case.
I really liked the characters too.
No,
Like,
that
I
was
thought
fun.
the archetypes were really fun. I enjoyed getting to do this a little bit more and be that sort of cold, steely stuff. That was fun. So
I will say for the record that it never mattered if I rolled deception or persuasion because I have a +8 in both of them.
yeah, mine are
Nice.
+7 in both.
Very nice.
I don't know how good I am at those actually. No, my persuasion's not bad. My persuasion's like a
I got a
+5.
0 on both, so.
I like that Orchid is that
So,
persuasive in both of those, and then just critically failed the zone of truth roll.
Yeah.
So we kind of gone over what everyone is doing next, but what about Jindaar? What's Jindaar doing after his former business partner is dead?
Well, the thing is, now Jindaar can go into business for himself because the person who had the competing gun design is now dead, and the thing's stashed in Jindaar's, very carefully stashed in Jindaar's cabin as a design for basically the same pistol.
On
And,
the other
you
hand,
know-
there's always a possibility you could end up running this one.
There is, although Treya sounds like she wants to get out of the weapons business, but that's okay. We can remain friends.
You know, I did go on and we all did rolls about what kind of DCs it would be for things that might be hidden in your cabin, and we never searched a single cabin.
I was gonna say that was the
Yep,
other
that's
thing. Was
hilarious.
like I had one of the scholars' notebooks stashed in my cabin.
Yes, there were a wide
Yeah.
variety of incriminating or suggestive things in everyone's cabin that I went down the entire list of players saying, okay, roll for how well you've hidden this, and we never searched a single cabin.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I had the
The
hammer.
one thing that I rolled poorly on, I ended up pulling out voluntarily.
Yeah.
The one that I guess might have been incriminating was the one I hid, and the one that was just a connection. I just left that out in the open. It's a photo of a picture of Jindaar and Egan from back in the day with the Ice Queen visible in the background.
Yeah, I was going to totally 100% try to play off not knowing you the entire time, because complications.
That's awesome.
But I think that's
well-
going to do it, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
that is indeed the end of our adventure. It was very fun. It was a very interesting adventure, and it's I thought we would run an adventure to try out the new Dungeons and Dragons rule, and then I picked out the least conventional kind of adventure. But at least we got in a short combat encounter there, so it's been very interesting to see how this plays and to play a game that's a little different, even though it is on the stock D&D rules.
I gotta be up front. Before this, I had no idea why anyone would play a Psy Warrior. Like, they were not very good.
They're really cool in 2024. Yeah.
They were not that good before, but in 2024, the thing you can use them for you can do all these different things with it. Like do the shielding thing. I can use a second wind charge to add a D8 to a skill roll that I failed. It's a lot going on there now. I might play one in something at some point.
All right. Well, I guess with that, Liz, why don't you take us out?
Well, I want to thank all of you for playing. It has been very fun getting to know all of your characters. It has been very fun running this murder mystery, and I hope we can get back together and do some more games.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
You were awesome, Liz. Thank you.
Thanks for running, Liz.
Friends, I'm here to remind you that Blizzard Watch is made possible due to the generous contributions at patreon.com/blizzardwatch. Your continued support means that this podcast site and community is able to thrive and grow. Blizzard Watch supporters enjoy exclusive benefits like early access to the podcast, a better chance at having your questions answered on our podcast of the queue, and an ad-free site experience. And due to your contributions, we're able to do fun shows and projects like this. So thank you very much from those of us at Blizzard Watch.
Tune in next week for Murder on the Eberron Express.